Alright, so what we have here, this is one of our driver boards. I'm Mike Pena from Blue Ridge Lighting Solutions. This is one of our LED driver boards, and what we've done is sent it down to Matt and his team down at SIPADs and had them apply the solder paste for us. One of the things that we do is that we do quick turn development for customers, and it'll take us probably 3-4 hours to hand solder one of these boards. The benefit of using the SIPADS process is that within an hour of receiving the boards back from Matt, I can populate 5, put them in the oven, reflow them, and have them up and running. And then that way, that same day, I can ship out a couple of units out to my customers and have a couple of units here for our own evaluation. And the benefit there is that I'm turning 5 boards around in a couple of hours instead of 5 boards over a 4 or 5 day process. And then the worst thing is that customers have to look at my hand soldering, which it's not as good as it used to be. So again, this is a board. What I wanted to show you guys is that it has a mix of technology. We have 0603s. We try to stay away from 0402s because just again the hand soldering process is even more difficult. And we have some MOSFETs in some larger packages. And what I've done is I've taken one of the boards off the panel, and I've loaded some of the components. The other benefit of using the SIPADS process is that you can do this. Oops. Oh, and guess what? The parts don't fall off. The thing that Matt does with his process down there is that he puts a little bit of paste, a glue over the solder, and that holds the parts in place in the oven. So you don't have the parts rolling off or falling off the board. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to load a few more of these parts, then show you what that picture looks like. And then we're going to use this little Black & Decker toaster oven right here, and we'll get it heated up, and we'll show you how it actually works and how it works for us.
Perfect.
I had targeted 20 semiconductor and product companies around LED lighting for the show. And one of the things that I was telling Tony and Randy is that the name throws people off. PCB Carolina, it gives, especially TI and some of these other big IC vendors, they makes them think that it's a PCB show.
Yeah.
And even with the theme,
being LED,
they were hesitant. Like the Infineon guy, he kind of ticked me off because he said, "Oh, I'm not going to be in town, so we can't participate." All right, so what we have here is I've loaded some of the different parts that we have. We have a D-pack for the MOSFET, an SO8 package, some SOT 23s, some SOD 323s, little 2-pin plastic package diodes, some SOD 80, what we normally call MELF packages, and then over here to the left we have a diode bridge. So what I just want to show you is between some passives, some SO0603 resistors and caps, and different plastic package semiconductor devices that will run in the oven. So now here, what we have is, again, we have our Black & Decker toaster oven that you can buy at Walmart, Target, or any other place for about $35 or something like that. Probably get it on sale. And what I've done for preheat is that pull the timer over here to just give me 20 minutes or so. Put it on the bake setting. You want to have a convection oven so that it has the fan in there so it circulates the air. And then what I've done is I've set the oven over here to 150 degrees C. And what SIPADs will give you is that they'll give you this application note with the solder that they've applied, and then you have the profile here. So what we're doing right now is we're just heating the oven up to where it'll be at 150 degrees C.
Perfect. house for bike riding. It's
Yeah?
yeah, it's really nice right along the river. So, all right,
Is
good
it
for it.
running?
Yep.
All right, great. So as you can see, the oven's heated up to 150 degrees C, and the way that we can tell is that the heating elements have turned off. So what we do is just quickly open it, and I don't recommend using your wire cutters for this, but I'm just lazy. So then you take your board, just set it right there in the middle. Go ahead and roll it back in there, close it up, and then I have my nice Timex triathlon watch that I don't use that much, and I just turn it on.
There you go. Typically, it's about a 5-minute cycle.
Yeah.
That's usually what we see. Good. Falling and things like that, where all that's been eliminated because of the fact that the paste has been fused and solidified already.
Yeah.
So you know, that's a good shot right there. I can actually see the board real well.
It looks like just about everything has reflowed here. And it really depends on how many components you have on the board and the oven that you have. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to crank this back down to warm. And I'm just going to barely open the door just a little bit, just let it start cooling off.
And that's exactly what this part of the profile is right here, is when it comes out of the oven.
Yeah.
And our machine show, even on the big 7 zones, that's your out of the tunnel mark right there, and that's where that drop comes in. I remember when we first were programming ovens, I was thinking, well, how's that going to work? How's it going to cool off in the tunnel? And I was kind of like, oh, okay, I get that part now. All right.
All right, and then just pull it out right here. Just take a quick look at it, and sure enough, all the pads have reflown nicely. Let's move this back. Maybe we'll get a little bit more light
There you
there.
go. There you go.
You can see that a little bit better.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now I can see it good.
Okay.
Nice and shiny.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And then as long as it's cooled off enough where you can hold it and take a look at it and not burn yourself. It's still a little bit warm. But the beauty of it is that all the solder connections are done, and you can look at the side profiles, and it all looks really, really good. And if you're going to send it out to a customer, you can just take a little bit of DI and wash it off, and then dry it, and it'll look like it just went, you know, through an assembly house, professionally done. Which, I mean, with the SIPAD's process, it is professionally.
Yes, it's in process now that that board's finished. There's, except for the fact that pads, they don't have any voids or less voids than you would have with wet paste, because wet paste can always void because it can't get, can't outgas. You definitely don't have any solder balls, which is all if you're oven, with wet paste, you're always going to end up underneath components. So that's the two big things: no voids and no solder balls, which is kind of hard to get with, with small ovens and wet paste. Beautiful.
All right.
Well, thank you, Mike.
Hey.